Sonic Frontiers. We are so close to the release of Sonic Frontiers and my hype levels are just through the roof right now. I just pre-ordered my copy earlier and I'm literally counting the days as they go by. This might be the most anticipated Sonic game to ever release, as it looks to usher in a new generation of Sonic games, as well as set a new precedent for games to come, with new elements and new features being introduced, as well as a change in the structuring of the games. As the franchise heads into a brand new direction, it's safe to say that this game is an important step in that direction. In fact, it's more important than you might have originally thought, and here's why. Also, let me know your thoughts in the comments as well, and smash the like button and subscribe if you're new. I might even do a playthrough of the game on the channel if that's something you guys would be interested in. So Sonic Frontiers is set to release in November 2022, which, as of the time of recording, is about a month from now. This is going to be the first fully open world Sonic game, meaning players will have a lot of exploring and discovering to do. And personally, if I may add, I probably won't be surprised if I found myself running around aimlessly, soaking up the breathtaking and gorgeous visuals and surroundings as well. Like majority of Sonic games, this one's plot seems to revolve around the mystical Chaos Emeralds, and I actually had to read up a little before doing this video because I actually tried to see as little about the game as possible, because I want to go in the game as blank as possible, which is why some of my previous videos regarding Frontiers were mostly speculatory. But there is something that I wanted to discuss today that I haven't really seen many people really talk about, and that is the sheer importance of this game. Now, of course, every franchise's title should be important, right? They should all be treated seriously, right? After all, a franchise is only as good as their last game. And Sonic is in a weird space in terms of previous games. The last 3D Sonic game that we got was Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces was extremely underwhelming. It wasn't the game that fans thought it was going to be. We thought that this was going to be the one, the game that would end the streak of forgettable and lackluster Sonic games. But what we got instead was a messier story with linear and uninspiring level design, and short levels at that, along with yet another villain who will fade into irrelevancy and be forgotten. And it's sad because this game had such huge potential. And before I stopped following Sonic, this game was quite exciting, and the trailers and teasers seemed cool and mysterious. But then you see the reactions from fans, and I'm talking about actual fans, not game critics who just hate Sonic for the sake of hating Sonic. And it kind of makes you lose a bit of spark. So I first played it this year, and I went into it wanting it to prove me wrong, but unfortunately it didn't. It felt like a chore to get through, and I was quite bored and just going through the motions while playing it. I can't even really tell you what happened in the game off the top of my head, because it didn't do enough to make me care that much. I did like the graphics though, and the custom character idea was cool. And I also liked Shadow's involvement in it, because as you might know, I'm a huge fan of Shadow the Hedgehog. But still, an uninspiring game that you don't have to go out of your way to play. So here's where Frontiers comes into play, and why I believe it's more important than you think. The hype around the Sonic franchise right now, at this particular time, has not been this high in a long time, I'd say. So much so that I didn't think I'd be excited for Sonic related content ever again. We've got new movies, games, comics, series. There's just so much goodwill towards the franchise right now. Sonic fans are eating good lately, and as a result, there are extremely high expectations for this game. if this game flops, which is unlikely in my opinion because it seems impossible that it will, but if it ends up being another fail, another forgettable or underwhelming Sonic game, then I don't know anymore. Like, this is it. This is the one. This needs to be the one that ends the streak of underwhelming and forgettable Sonic games. This is the one that needs to prove the critics wrong about Sonic. Critics be damned. The stigma needs to end here. Otherwise, I don't know if it'll ever recover in the eyes of casuals and mainstream audiences. This game is the final piece to the puzzle of the Sonic Renaissance. To say that Sonic is back and he's better than ever and he's here to stay. I can't stress this enough. There is a lot riding on this game. The game wants to set the template for the next generation of Sonic games. So this really helps us see the tone and direction that they want to take with the franchise moving forward. So if it's a template that works, then it's going to excite fans for future installments and titles. If it doesn't work, then fans are not going to be that keen on trying out future titles. Now of course, this is the first, so that means it can be improved upon and altered and made better with the right feedback. But also, Sega is notorious for straight up scrapping ideas that aren't necessarily bad, but ideas that aren't executed that well. Like, even in some of the worst Sonic games, there are some good ideas and mechanics hidden in there. But I hope that Sega and Sonic Team doesn't give up so easily this time, because I truly want to believe that there is hope and that this game will be phenomenal. Almost everyone who has played the game so far has said that they love it. So that's a good sign, and honestly, if that momentum can keep going forward, the momentum of the movies and everything else, then things will keep getting better and more exciting from here on out. For the longest time, the Sonic franchise has been looked at in a negative light by people. Edgy hedgehogs, bestiality, I can go on. Sonic Frontiers needs to change the way that people look at Sonic games. It needs to carry the momentum that the franchise established outside of the games. But most importantly, because people joke about this all the time, it looks amazing and the music seems good and the story seems to be interesting. Sonic Frontiers needs to be a good Sonic game. But anyways guys, let me know your Sonic Frontiers thoughts in the comments. Like this video, subscribe, share it with your friends. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.